Welcome, welcome everybody. Hello, Miss Sarah. Give everybody a moment to find us here. Thanks for being here, everyone. My name is Jackie. I'm with Paint with Jackie, and I'm so happy and honored to be here on Bethesda Project's Facebook page for this super fun paint and create art night together. And we just want to throw some love at Bethesda Project tonight while we create this super cute painting. I'm so glad Sarah picked this one out. Well, she gave me a bunch. Hi, welcome. Hey, Lisa. Super cute. Hey, Rachel. Thanks for being here, everyone. Oh, you guys rock. So we are going to have fun with this little guy. We do love our blending and our skies, don't we? And who doesn't love some kitty cats or whatever kind of animal you want to put there? And I know Rachel's here for those trees, or that we have just one tree. So thank you all so much for being here. I know some of my, hey Roberta, thank you so much for coming. We've got our supplies here. I'm going to be painting with acrylics. I've got my canvas ready. I've got my cup of water. I got my roll of paper towels somewhere. I'm probably sitting on it. Okay, I got my roll of paper towel. I'm going to be using my Old Faithful big brush here. And angled brush is going to help me with some fine lines. Yeah, and that should be fine. And for paints, we've got the usual black, yellow. Oh my goodness, black and white. It's been a long day, hasn't it? Black and white and the primary colors, blue, red, and yellow. And if you don't have paints, that's totally fine. You can use, knock into this stand one more time. How about that? You can use paper and pencil. I did an event the other day and somebody did a beautiful rendering with just ballpoint pens that he had laying around. The name of the game is just to have fun and create something together, and we're going to throw some love at Bethesda Project for all the amazing work in Philly. I'm so happy that some of our Pennsylvania family is here. And I'm wondering that if some of our State College family has roots in Philly. So we know Philly is really important to State College in many ways because of our friends and family. And we want to support Bethesda Project. They do awesome stuff out there. They are out there, and they are still working, folks. They are out there supporting the homeless, providing housing, and working with volunteers, providing meals. And we want to show them love. Like many nonprofits, they are hurting with a lot of cancellations of events and things like that. So if you would do me a solid, and as a thank you to them, check out their website. And maybe Sarah Ann can post that website in our comments here. That would be awesome. And if you can, show them some love. Donate some couple of dollars as a thank you for doing this paint event. I know they're also looking for cleaning supply donations, and I think they're also looking for virtual volunteers. So if you're kind of thinking to yourself, how can I help out with this situation that we're all in? Well, we can help out Bethesda Project do the amazing work that they do. And we'll be talking about Bethesda Project through the night. Perfect. So there we go. BethesdaProject.org/give. BethesdaProject.org/give. And I'm sure it's super easy to find out how you can help there. I'm just trying to look up on my iPad here some info. Hopefully. Oh, is there a technical issue? Let's see. How are we doing? Am I frozen? Roberta, are we still having problems? Let's see. Ida, am I still frozen? Hopefully that resolves here. I don't know if we're having a frozen issue here. Oh, lots of little freezes, huh? Well, that's... All right. Now, that was my mistake. I was not connected to Wi-Fi on my iPhone here. So that should be resolved. I'm now connected to Wi-Fi, which is what I'm usually doing when I do these. So hopefully that's resolved. Are we good to go now? So if someone wants to give me a thumbs up in the comments, are we good? I see thumbs up. So I think that should be fine, just because I was not on Wi-Fi for that. So we should be good. We're kind of back to business as usual here. Okay. Okay. Let's do this, shall we? And Sarah Ann, please jump in the comments if you okay, great. If you want to give a shout out for Bethesda Project. Sarah Ann reached out to me. She's a fellow improviser, and she works with Bethesda Project, and I'm super happy that she reached out to me so we can do this. Yes, thank you so much. All right. Yeah, let's do this little cutie. How about that? I'm trying to save canvas, guys, and just paint in my notebook. So let's rock and roll. So no matter what you're using, if you're using a pencil, pen, crayons, lipstick, eyeshadow, whatever you got, we're gonna start with our center circle here, okay? So if you're using like pencils and crayons, I would just kind of draw out my circle and leave that white. For those of us who are using paints, I'm just gonna go in and create a nice white blob. Actually, you know what? Let's make that pretty big. I'm gonna kind of go out almost all the way to the sides here. We're just gonna create this white spot here. And this is gonna help us create our glow for our moon or our sun, whatever you want to do there, right? And that's what's fun about this painting, y'all, is that this can be a moon, this can be a sun, you can have a sunset. Maybe you want pinks instead of purpley lavenders, maybe you want blue. It's whatever you want it to be, and really whatever you got around the house. So I'm just gonna go in with some more white, because we are definitely gonna get blendy in a second here. So I will say that an important event coming up for Bethesda Project is a virtual auction. That's super fun. So they're doing a virtual auction on May 20th. That's a Wednesday at 6 p.m. And that's going to be a super great fundraiser for them. So if you know anyone who's interested, send them over there on May 20th. That's a Wednesday, 6 p.m. We'll have a nice virtual auction. That should be super fun and help these awesome people out who are still working. They are working while we are at home, going crazy in our own homes. They are working to help people who need homes. So rock on to Bethesda Project. Okay, so I'm going to start playing around, and I'm going to start mixing. How about that? I'm going to grab some red here, grab some blue, and I'm kind of working on a lavendery kind of working on a lavendery thing here. Maybe a little smidgy smooch of black just to kind of make it a bit gray. And this is up to you how much color you want, how much vibrancy you want. And I'm gonna start finding my moon here. And this moon is pretty much, it's almost dead center once you think about it. And I just want to find this moon, and I'm gonna go bigger than I think I want it to be, because I can always make this circle smaller. But once we have it down, it's harder to make it bigger. So make that opening bigger than you think you want it to be, and we can always close it, right, guys? Yeah, so I kind of want to make that just a wee bit smaller. And don't worry about perfect circles right now, right, guys? Because we can work on that later once we get a bit of drawing done. So once I've kind of worked out my moon, I'm just gonna work out the rest of this color. I kind of like that. It's kind of a bit more lavendery than I had. And I'm just gonna keep building color outwards. All right, and looks like website is bpparty2020.givesmart.com. A lot of cool stuff auctioning off for that event on May 20th. So I'm just going to add some more color because I want this color to get a bit darker as we go outwards. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm liking this light color here. So if you're finding that your color is too light, probably means you need to wipe off your brush. There's too much white paint on it. And this is a fun color. So I want to start getting a little bit darker, and I've got a ton of white still on my brush, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that off. Wiping off that excess paint. If you're just joining us, thank you so much for being here. My name is Jackie. I'm with Paint with Jackie, and I know I've got a bunch of folks from State College coming here showing some love to Bethesda Project. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you, Sarah Ann and Bethesda Project, for having me on your page. I've got the best team of artists that ever was, and I'm sure they're showing you some love right now. All right. So I've wiped off that excess paint that had a lot of white on it, so I can start getting some darker, deeper colors here. So I'm just going to go make some more of this purple. I kind of like what's happening with that purple, and I'm just going to go round and round, right? And I'm going to go in and out and kind of get that blend going on. If you're using pencils or crayons, this would be a really fun painting to just kind of get like sketchy circles, and you can start them light in the center and press harder as you go outward. This would be a fun one even with pencil or pen. So whatever you got going on out there, we're gonna make it work. So some of you might want to have a darker sky, so you'd be using less white and putting in maybe more smidgy smooches of black. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun because at the very end we're gonna hit that moon again with some more white and a little smidge of yellow, and it's just going to glow. It's going to be awesome. All right, going in for some more purple. I'm just working my way out, getting a little bit darker, a little bit darker as we go out. Thank you all so much for being here on this Tuesday evening. We are creating art for Bethesda Project. check out their Facebook page, check out their website. They do awesome stuff. They've been around for decades in Philly. Started out as a prayer group, helping out some local women who needed a home, who were homeless. And the rest, as they say, is history. They have 14 locations. They help they have a team of thousands of volunteers. They provide hundreds of meals. They work hard all the time, and now is no different. They're still working. And we are blessed and privileged to be painting together. So why not show them some love? Go to their website as a thank you to them for all they do. Even if you're kind of thinking like, I don't know how to help. What can I possibly do in this time? You know, I've ordered my takeout, supported my local restaurants. Why not check out Bethesda Project? See all the cool stuff they do. And if you can spare a couple of dollars, send it their way. Check out their auction on May 20th. That's a Wednesday at 6 p.m. Wednesday, May 20th. They're doing a virtual auction. That's going to be awesome. So I'm just working my darker colors out here. Oh, and by the way, guys, please take photos of your paintings and post those in the comments when we're all done. It brings me so much joy, and I know it'll bring you joy to see other people's paintings. It's just so fun. A little color in our days of quarantine. All right. I'm not going to go too crazy about my bottom corners here because those are going to be covered up in black anyway. So I wouldn't fuss too much about your very, very bottom corners there. Ooh, this is fun. This is definitely kind of a different color than my little sketch pad here, but I'm liking that. All right. I think that's all she wrote for that sky there. So what I'm going to move on to now is we're going to have some fun. And if you've done this with me before, you know how this goes. We're going to make some stars. Okay? And there's a couple ways we can do stars. The safe way, the safest way to not get stars all over your house or your pet or your phone or your remote control is you can take the back end of a small brush. So I've got a smaller brush here, and you can use the back end, and you can kind of use it as a little stamp, right? And you can kind of dot little stars here, okay? And those will give you some nice big old stars, okay? But another way is a little paint spatter, and I'll show you how I do it to minimize damage, so to speak. So my artists are familiar with this. I'm just gonna dip a clean brush. Dip a clean brush in here, and I just touch into my acrylic paint. Oh, that is a lot of water. Woo! Hold the phone. I don't want that much water. Watch out. Just gonna dab some of that water there. Okay. So, wet my brush, dab it into my white, and I'm just kind of getting this little itty bitty pool of wet white paint. It's kind of like heavy cream, is what I always say. And you're going to want to test this somewhere first to see how this spatters, okay? And what I do, so I don't get any paint on my fingers, well, good try. Well, at least we'll try. I just hold out 2 fingers, and I just tap those fingers with my brush, okay? And I can kind of control this better than kind of like whacking it like a magic wand. Or some people use a toothbrush and kind of bend the brushes and they splatter. But I don't want my thumb to get too much paint on it, and I tend to not have control over where things go when I do it like that. So that's woo, watch out. That's one way to do the paint spatter. Again, you can use the back end of a brush and kind of stamp them. But what I do want to do is I'm going to draw some like starbursty ones. So I'm going to take a little brush and I'm going to work on some of these more starbursty ones, like crisscrossies. Okay? And you can add those if you want. You don't have to. Those are kind of fun. So I'm just using a small brush here, and maybe I want a little starburst over here, and maybe another one over here. Wherever you want your little starbursts to be. That's fun. All right, and then something else that we can do at this point, if you wish, is I kind of like having like streakies in that sky. So if you want, you can take a little brush and just kind of add little fun streak marks, just to add a bit of texture and movement. By the way, if you don't have paint, whiteout works great. Putting whiteout like on top of something you've done in crayons. I'm gonna, ooh, I like that. I kind of like that. I'm smearing my stars around, but I don't care. That's fun. Cool. How are we doing, y'all? Thank you so much for being here tonight, painting with me. Again, if you're new here, my name is Jackie, and I was so happy to get the invite from Sarah Ann at Bethesda Project to come and paint with y'all and show some love to Bethesda Project and all the awesome stuff they do. Now is a good time if you want. If your moon is looking kind of wonky, you can kind of fix some little smudges in your moon if you wish to kind of smooth out, or if you want to make your moon bigger, we can do something like that. Yeah, so that's a good time to make any corrections there if you think you need it. All right, how are we doing? Thumbs up if we're doing all right. I really wish I could see these come together. This is going to be a nice one. Can't wait to see those finished products there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my bigger brush here. I'm going to wipe off any excess paint that I've got. I saw one thumbs up pop in there, so someone out there is doing all right. That's good. I'm just going to wipe off any excess. Oh, there's another thumbs up. We got the thumbs up. Here we go. Makes me happy. All right, so I'm going to use my big brush. I just wiped off any excess paint. I don't need to clean it because I'm just going to go into some black paint. And that black paint is going to go over nice. So if you're using markers and crayons, if you have a Sharpie, this will look really cool to do the tree and then the silhouette stuff with a Sharpie marker. I'm going to start with my ground here. Let's just find where the ground is here. All right. Let's find this ground. Let's put this ground down in this painting. And I'm just doing it pretty much straight across. And we're going to add some grassy details later. There we go. Alrighty. I think I want a little bit more ground there. Alright. So I got my ground down. Now I can plant my tree. Let's plant this tree here. So I'm going to start, I'm still just using my big brush, and I'm going to start yeah, I'm gonna start in the base of the trunk here, and I'm going to, in one stroke, I'm gonna pull up, and then I'm gonna hang a left and make a roundabout that goes in the same pattern as these circles that I have going outward from the moon, right? So basically, I'm going up, and then I'm gonna hang a left and wrap around that circle. Okay. So something like this, starting from the bottom, pulling up and hang a left, like that. Yeah, something like that. So at this point, it's just a little sketchy. I need to get some more paint on there. And I'm going to go over that. Something like that, right? And that's where our that's a nice branch for a swing. So I'm just gonna fill in my tree trunk over here. And then I can start pulling out other branches. So maybe this middle guy over here that kind of goes up to off the top of the canvas in the middle. So something like shoop. And sound effects are helpful. Bob Ross told me so. All right. Something like that. And maybe another branch up over here. This is your tree. You can have however many branches you want. For me, those are kind of like my 3 main branches. Because this brush has been giving me issues because it's so old, I'm going to move on to my smaller angled brush. My smaller angled brush there. And I'm going to start pulling out some of these smaller branches. And for me, my branches are going to stay above this branch here. So the swing comes down here, right? And because I want to keep this kind of circular opening, I'm not going to pull down any branches in here. You can if you want, but for me, to maintain the kind of composition of the painting, I'm going to keep this open like an aperture of a camera. Not an aperture. What am I talking about? A lens? I don't know. This is kind of our lens. Okay, I want to keep that open. So I'm just going to start pulling out little branches here and there, wherever I wish. This is my tree. Hey, Miss Sarah Ann, you want to post in the comments that website where people can donate? I think it was something really simple like BethesdaProject.org/donate, perhaps. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here, painting with me. If you are able, as a thank you, if you're thinking, how do I support Bethesda Project, or even how do I support Jackie painting? You can support me by supporting Bethesda Project. That would make me so happy. If you can share a couple of dollars their way. They do amazing things. They are still working in the city of Philly. They have 14 locations. They are hard at work. And we are lucky to be painting tonight in our homes. That's fun. Sometimes I don't know about you, when you're painting, you just kind of get lost in it. Yes, Paint with Jackie is my page. But yeah, you would be helping me out and supporting me. It would make me so happy if you could support Bethesda Project and all the cool stuff they do. And if anybody is interested or knows somebody who's interested, send them to the Bethesda Project Facebook page on May 20th for their virtual auction. That'll be really fun. All right, I think I'm good with my tree and my branches. I mean, in all honesty, I could make branches all day long. And even when I say I'm done, I still add them. I just can't help it. Just can't help myself. Okay. Let's do some grass and flowers and stuff. Very technical terms, grass and flowers and stuff. So I'm just going to start pulling up some little thin, little swishy things with my little angled brush, or any little brush will do. I kind of like, if I can bring it up closer, I just like starting in the ground and then just kind of flicking up, pulling up fun little things here and there. That things can be taller and shorter and different sizes. I have some flowers, some silhouettes of flowers in my little sketch pad here. Got some little flower over there, little flower over here. You could do flowers, or maybe you don't want grass or flowers or anything. Maybe your ground is like, you know, flat. It's whatever you wish. I do love some foliage though. So I'm going to pull up some grass here. Fun. Well, this would be a fun Halloween one too, because we can get real creepy and spooky real easy with this one. Cool. All right, I'm gonna add some flowers. Why not? I'm gonna pull up a little flower over here. We got some flowers. I am loving seeing some flowers out and about on my walks. They've been making me happy. Let's see, what is the weather report? I'm looking behind me and in State College out my window. Yep, overcast and gray. All right. I think I'm good with my well, like I said, I say I'm done and then I'm not done. I think I'm going to add just one little flower there. They're fun. They're fun. All right. We are moving right along here. And let's do this swing. Let's do it. Let's do it. Don't be shy. So we are going to use any brush that we feel comfortable with making fine lines. Okay? Actually, I'm a liar. We're not going to do that yet. Let's do our moon for our yellow. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm a liar. I'm going to put my black brush down. Let's put some yellow on our moon. That's going to make it kind of glow. And I also, if you want, I also added some like yellow streakies just to give it some glow and some texture. And I even added some yellow stars. So let's do that. Let's do that. So I'm going to go to a clean brush. And I'm going to grab mostly white and a little smidgy smooch of yellow. And I'm going to give some glow. It really comes out in the iPhone that I'm looking through. It really looks nice and glowy. So that's mostly white and a smidgy smooch of yellow. And that just looks super glowy. Isn't that fun? It's because the lamp is reflecting off of it, but it does look really nice and glowy. And I'm going to add some of that yellow shine and shimmer and splendid all around. Fun. Ooh, thank you again, Miss Sarah Ann, for choosing this painting. I am having fun with this one. This is a fun one. And then if you want, you don't have to. I'm going to add some yellow stars. I'm going to give them a little tap tap on the back end of my brush. Why not have some yellow stars? Cool. We are coming together. We are coming together tonight with this really fun painting. If you're just tuning in, I'm Jackie with Paint with Jackie, and we are having fun making art. I'm using canvas and acrylic. I don't know, some of you might be using a CVS receipt and a pencil, but that is totally fine because it's a lot of paper that CVS gives us. Let's see. Yeah, we are just creating art. We are supporting Bethesda Project and all the awesome stuff they do out in Philly. They are working hard while we are painting. So we're gonna show them some love. Go to BethesdaProject.org/give, and if you have the means, donate a couple of dollars. Show them some love, and at least a thank you for all the work they do, and even just having me here painting with y'all as a good thank you for me would be to go to their website and show them some love. BethesdaProject.org/give. All right, so we've made our glowy moon here. We've added some yellow stars if we wanted. We got some shining, shimmery, splendid with that yellow going around our moon. And now let's do our swing. So I'm using a brush that I feel good about making fine lines with. If you do not feel good making fine lines with a brush, some people will let this dry and you can use a Sharpie, and that can work. But let's do this. I'm just using my angled brush here. I've moved it back and forth in my plate to get a nice edge. So back and forth like that, I get a nice edge. And I'm not going to think too hard. I'm going to look at my guide, and I'm going to pull down two ropes in on either side of the moon. Here we go. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It doesn't even have to be perfectly anything. It can just be what it is. Pull that right down. Okay? And then once I've got my two ropes hanging, I can pull across a nice little seat. I don't know about you, but I think the last time I tried sitting on a swing, I did not fit on it. And it was not a good feeling. So I don't recommend sitting on a swing unless you are positive that you're going to fit in it. It did not feel good. Like literally, it was painful. So, all right. But that looks like a nice swing, a nice big old swing, and I could fit on there. All right. And once I got my seat, I can kind of pull down some more rope, like where it would be knotted and tied. Imagine if the rope kind of went through a hole there and it was just pulled through and knotted. All right. And for me, I've got like a little kid sitting cross-legged in the middle with two kitty cats. Maybe you want to do a dog and a cat, or a cat by itself, or maybe you want an empty swing because you're thinking to yourself, there's no way I'm going to do that. If you don't want to do a little kid sitting or two kitty cats, sometimes just putting a little heart is super cute. This is your painting. You can do whatever you want, but I will take you through how to do a little kid sitting cross-legged in silhouette, and then our two little kitty cats. Okay. So for me, I like keeping the head in the moon. maybe the way your painting is set up, your moon is too high or too low and that won't work, and that's totally fine. But I kind of like keeping people's heads in moons because it makes them look like they have halos. So for this head, I'm just kind of using my little brush here, and I'm just kind of smudging paint down until I feel like I've got something that looks like a head shape. So you don't want to do like a perfect circle because people's heads aren't really perfect circles. Okay, and if you look at the original here, that's really not perfect anything, but it works because we kind of can imagine that this is her little like haircut, her little bowl haircut. So we're just kind of smudging down something here. Something like that, right? I can kind of see that as a little kid's haircut, right? Okay, so then once we have that, I'm going to pull out some neck and shoulder, but again, I'm not fussing, right? I'm not going crazy. And then I'm gonna start widening out her shoulders and her back here. So I think my advice here is to kind of use short strokes that you can kind of control instead of going like, oh, I'm gonna make an oval, watch out. I would just do little short strokes here, and you can kind of play with the shape of things here. So when she's sitting cross-legged, she's gonna have her elbows on her knees, and that's why she kind of goes out like a gumdrop here, so kind of curves downward. So first I wanna give her some legs and knees, and again, don't think too hard, but I'm kind of pulling out I don't know, what kind of shape is that? Like a smushed, a Twinkie? A hot dog? I don't know. I'm gonna give her 2 Twinkies for legs. And her little bum on the actual swing there. Okay, fill that in. And then under her knees, she's got her feet, her little shoe. 2 shoes. And then I want to make sure her arms are kind of on her elbows. Her arms are on her elbows. Yes. That's anatomically correct. Her elbows are on her knees. So I'm going to kind of pull out where her elbows would be here. Okay, and then we've got our little kid sitting cross-legged. Are you with me? I hope I didn't lose anyone. Okay, so I recommend kind of those small strokes that you can kind of control the shape of things. So to recap, I started with her head, and her head is kind of like, honestly, it kind of looks like a gumdrop to me, because she's got that bowl, that short, bob haircut that we all had, or I had it anyway. So that's her head, right? And then I added her neck and shoulders, short little strokes, and eventually we gave her her back and her arms and elbows, also kind of like a bell, maybe that's a better word, a bell shape here. We gave her little Twinkies for legs, or hot dogs, or little squished ovals, and then smaller little squished ovals for her feet. Okay? You got this. Have no fear. And remember, you're in it and you're close to it right now, so it probably looks real bad, but sleep on it, and tomorrow you'll be impressed with what you've done. That always happens to me. I kind of go to sleep, wake up the next morning, I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. Or take a picture of it on your phone. They always look better when you take pictures on your phone. How are we doing? I did a lot of talking and explaining. The kitty cats are much easier. So we started with the difficult, and then we're gonna do something really, really fun and simple. So let's do those kitty cats. And for kitty cat, I'm gonna start. Let's start with the body. And you can kind of think of the bodies as I don't know, like long, skinny teardrops. Long, skinny teardrops. And then we give them a little kitty cat head. Kind of a little circle. How about that? We've got 2 long, skinny teardrops and circular blobs for heads. And notice my cat heads are not perfect circles. They're just kind of blobbed on there. And let's give these kitty cats some ears. And if you're lucky, they'll be the same size. All right. And I just put my knuckle in wet paint. There we go. That's fine. All right. Those are kitty cats. Let's give them some tails. So my kitty cat's tails are swishing below the seat here. And if you're feeling good about it, you can add some whiskers. Ta-da! I think that's all she wrote, folks. This painting kind of happened really fast. I did a lot of talking and explaining with that, the kiddo sitting on the swing here. How are we doing, folks? Show me those thumbs up if we're okay and you don't hate me for making you paint that kid on the swing. All right. I cannot wait to see your photos. Please share your photos of your final artwork. I can't wait to see them because I know that we probably have got some really cool things happening on the swing. I'm sure somebody maybe did a dog, or maybe just one little kitty cat, or a heart. I'm sure you guys had fun with your swing to make it your own and make it your own unique painting. So we are done with that one, folks. We can stick a fork in this one. This was super fun. I totally underestimated this painting, because silhouettes are pretty common. You can find them on the internet for how-tos and stuff. But this was a fun one. Thank you so much, Sarah Ann, for picking this one out for us. And thank you, Bethesda Project, for having me. And thank you to my awesome artists who followed me here from State College, helping out the Bethesda Project in Philly with all the awesome stuff they do. They've got 14 locations. They help hundreds of folks. I feel like that number's probably bigger. They have a team of volunteers, and they are working right now. While we enjoy painting at home, they are helping folks out there who need a home. So go to their website, go to their Facebook page. They do awesome stuff. They've got a beautiful Facebook page and website. Yeah, definitely share those photos. Check out their website, BethesdaProject.org/give, as a thank you to them for all they do, and a thank you to them for doing this paint event. And check out their virtual auction on the 20th. Yes, thank you. 1,500 people a year they're helping out. Yeah. With homes, with meals, their team of volunteers, they are working all the time. They do not stop. So check out their website. Check out that virtual auction on May 20th. That's a Wednesday at 6 p.m. That should be super fun. That'll be a great event for them. We want to show them the love and show them our support. All right, Sarah Ann, do you have anything else you want to share with these artists? Thanks again for being here, y'all. My name is Jackie. I'm over at Paint with Jackie. Yes, that is the Bethesda Project's virtual 23rd annual party and auction. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bethesda Project, for all the work you do. Thank you, Sarah Ann, for inviting me and having me paint. And again, thank you to my awesome artists who followed me here to do this really, really cute painting. So I think we're gonna call it a night. Thank you guys so much. Show them the love. BethesdaProject.org/give. This is Jackie with Paint with Jackie on Bethesda Project's Facebook page, and I will see you next time.